Hello everyone. Welcome to Marking Up with HTML for Beginners. I am Amit Kumar and this is the fifth tutorial, Attributes Revisited. So in our previous tutorial we have talked about attributes, and today we are going to discuss many important things that you should know while working with attributes. Today we are going to first see Boolean attributes. You might be thinking that this is an attribute that can have value as true or false. You are partially correct. Actually, these are some attributes to which there is no need to provide values. In HTML, there are some attributes that behaves as values to themselves. So these attributes are known as Boolean attributes and we need not to provide any value to them. Boolean attributes can only have one value, which is generally same as the attribute name. I'm telling you an example for this. Though this tag is something that we would discuss in a different course, that would be an intermediate or a advanced level course in HTML. But you can understand this small piece of code. Let me show you that practically. But which one of the attribute is Boolean attribute? Clearly you can see disabled is the Boolean attribute because the value of this attribute itself is disabled. Now instead of writing the attribute name and value, in such cases for Boolean attributes you can simply write down the name itself and don't provide any value, and that is completely alright. Now let me show you that practically. So here I will create a new file and I will save this file in this tutorial 5 folder. Now inside this file I want to show you that input tag. So this is the input tag and I will provide a value to the type attribute as text. And we are going to discuss this tag later on, but definitely not in this course. So let me save this file and let me show you the output of it. So we are going to save it in tutorial 5. Here I will provide a name to it, Boolean attribute.html. You can see this file is saved and let's see the output of it. So here you can see this is the output. This input type text actually creates a text box on the page where you can actually type something. But I want to show you something else over here, not this input tag. I want to show you that Boolean attribute. So if you'll get back to our code, there is a disabled attribute that we can provide to it. So disabled, and the value of this attribute itself is disabled. Now let me first show you the effect of this attribute. So when I will see the output of the program right now, I can see that text box, but definitely I can't edit. I can't click on it. I can't edit it because this text box is disabled right now. Now the same effect we can achieve, we can get the same effect by just writing down the attribute name. Okay, and that will give us the same output. So let me show you now. So you can see this is disabled itself, and this is an example of Boolean attribute. Now let's see something about attribute value without quotes. Is it possible? Actually, when you will proceed ahead in your career, you can see some HTML pages where attribute value is not inside the quotes. So it's allowed. We can provide attribute value without those quotes and it will completely work. Sometimes you might come across attributes value without quotes, and actually it is permitted. It is permitted until and unless attributes value doesn't contain any space. So if you are providing value to an attribute and that value is having space in it, definitely it won't work or it will give some abnormal results. So I'm showing you an example over here. Clearly you can see this first one where the anchor tag href attribute is having a value, and this one will work because this value is not having any space. In the second one you can see here it is having a value. It is also having another attribute that is also containing a value and it will work. No problem at all. But if you will see this one, here the second attribute is having a value with a space, and this is the place where error will come. So let me show you that practically. Okay, fine. So there's a space. Now I have to remove these double quotes also because I want to show you that how it works without double quotes, right? Let me save it one more time. Okay, and now let me run this on the Google Chrome. Now you can see there are 3 links over there. You can hover your mouse on the first one and it won't show you anything. You can click on it and it will take you to the Google page. So it's working completely all right. Now the second one, hover your mouse and it will show Google, which is there in the title, and you can click on it and it will take you to the Google page. Let's get back. And when you will hover over the third one, it will show you Google, and when you will click on it, it will take you to the Google page. So the thing is, when you won't provide quotes, then make sure that the value is not having any space, right? So you might be wondering, what is the problem? It's still working. Okay, it's still working because the attribute is title. Consider it to be an important attribute like href. So it would stop referring to the correct place, or any hint that you are providing to the user. So it will definitely give a wrong hint. So what is the solution for such situations? I would suggest always use quotes when you are providing values to an attribute, though in some cases it would work, but don't go with it. Always try to use double quotes, or if you want, you can use single quotes as well. So both are allowed. That is our next topic to discuss. So let's see. Single or double quotes. So whether we should use single quotes or we should use double quotes. Now, if you will ask me, it's totally depend on your opinion. Whether you want to use single quotes, use single quotes, or if you want to use double quotes, use double quotes. It doesn't make any change to it. It's just a matter of style. Whichsoever style you want to use, you can use that. But be aware, don't mix them up. It should not be like you are opening with double quotes and closing with single one, or the vice versa. Now here's a clear example. Now you can see if you are opening with a double quotes and closing with single quotes, definitely it would be an error, and you can check that out by yourself. So that's not a big deal. Now, if we use one type of quote, the other type of quote can be included inside our attribute value. Suppose if you want to give an attribute value in which you want to use any of the quote, either single or double. There's a good solution in HTML. If you want to use single quotes as attribute value, so keep the value inside double quotes. Or if you want to use double quotes as the attributes value, then keep the value inside single quotes. So quite simple, right? So to use quote marks inside other quote marks of the same type, use HTML entities. There's one more solution for the same, HTML entities. Now we are going to discuss about HTML entities later down the line, but here you can see the title value is inside double quotes, and there single quotes is part of the value. So like this, you can use single or double quotes or both together. So that makes the end of this tutorial. Hope to meet you in the next video tutorial. Till then, thank you and happy programming.